Two Bulls in a China Shop is brought to you in part by our sponsors and friends over at Manscaped, Trade Pro Academy, and Vanta Trading. Manscaped is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming with precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and with a new and improved 2.0 version of the Weed Whacker now available, it's the perfect time to take advantage of our exclusive offer of 20% off and free worldwide shipping using promo code 2bulls at manscaped.com. As always, that is the number 2. And when it comes to institutional quality trading education, look no further than tradeproacademy.com. In our free Discord server, you'll find instructions to take advantage of our discount with them as well. And for anyone trading futures, check out vantatrading.com. Founded by Mr. W. Banks and Baba Yaga, they provide a ton of educational content with the focus of teaching aspiring traders how to build a repeatable, profitable process. Our exclusive discount code for Vanta can also be found in our free Discord server. We'll have all of those links and more in the episode description. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's conversation.
92% of households that join Peloton early in the year are still active a year later.
Yeah, if you like cycling to EDM.
Not just EDM. Try cycling to Broadway hits, take a scenic hike in Iceland on our treadmill, or row to some 80s jams.
Because I have so much free time.
Whether you have 30 minutes or just 5, Peloton can fit any schedule. 92% stick with it. So can you. Try Peloton tread, row, or bikes risk-free with a 30-day home trial. New members only. Not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home-trial.
You are listening to an entertainment program put together by a company called Financial Ineptitude. Anything said on this show is not an endorsement or professional advice. Would you really want to tell a court of law you were suing us because you thought taking financial advice from two idiots on a podcast put out by Financial Ineptitude was a good idea? Really? Clown hat smiley face.
Hello and welcome to the China Shop, everyone. Get your asses inside already. I'm shopkeeper Dan. With me, as always, is Kyle, creator of financialineptitude.com. Kyle, how are you doing today?
I'm not sure. A little pain in my back, but I don't know. I'm doing okay, I think.
Mixed bag, a little pain, a little pleasure.
Pain, a little pleasure. Less pleasure, but hopefully that comes later.
That's right. We're doing a bad movie night tonight, aren't we?
Oh, are we? I thought it was supposed to be Friday, but I didn't hear back from Ray.
All right. Well, we'll nail that down, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because that's
as I do want to see Lamageddon. I've been dying to see that movie.
Lamageddon. Same. Come on into the shop with us today, folks. Sit back, relax, hedge against the rage machine. We'd like to welcome any new listeners just joining us. We're here smashing our way through a complete set fine china, sharing those ever-growing strategies for maximizing gains and cutting losses. If you're new to the shop and stock trading in general, you can always check out our knowledge and resource centers on financialineptitude.com, or you can give one of our many beginning trading episodes a listen. We'll have all those links in the episode description. But the best place to be is head on over to our free Discord server. Lots of amazing people get on there every day. It's really just an awesome trading community. Great place to be. Totally free. No paid tiers or special access areas, because fuck that shite. And when you do join the server, send Kyle a private message or email with your mailing address so we can send you some smash it yourself swag straight from the shop.
I was going to say too, Purdue has just started an eval challenge. So he's actually showing his entire process of how he fleshes out a new trading setup. So that's going to be really fascinating to watch in there.
What? Yeah, that's amazing. That's fucking amazing. Purdue, Thank you. Wow, big shout out to Purdue for that. Yeah, good stuff. See, wonderful people, always better as friends. Really wonderful time. And speaking of wonderful times, Kyle, you got any show news to report?
Yes, we have coming up on Monday, interview with Kevin Davey, world champion futures trader, coming up. Then we have I guess we're going to call it a bonus episode of the Trade Runners, where Joel Purdue and Bear Goes Long joined me and Rich and taking Rich's trading assessment and discussing the results. We did a live stream of that, so that'll be coming out on the YouTube next week.
Fantastic.
Let's see, what else do we have? Rounding out the rest of the month, we've got Drew Spaventna and Blaine McCauley. Blaine McCauley's from the Penny Lane Blaine podcast. They'll be coming in the following weeks. So a lot of good content coming out for the rest of this month. So be on the lookout for that.
Hell yeah. That does sound like some great content coming up. Wow.
Yeah,
Fantastic. But
I'm really excited to learn about Drew's house issues. How he recovered from half his house burning down. I also want to give him a
ooh,
great compliment for at least letting us know.
right?
I think if anybody was justified to be a no call no show, I think he was.
I came home and half of my home was gone.
Yeah, right. I'm
Oh,
not gonna make the recording today.
uh, oh, wow. Wow. Great stuff coming up. But for now, we've got a show to do today.
Yes, we do.
Let me tell you, Kyle, that show is perceptible, it is peripheral, and it is perishable. Lots of market moving news, plenty of stocks on the radar, and more options than beers that aren't Bud Light.
Ooh. Bud Light has their fingers in
two
a
of them,
lot of things, though, don't they?
You know, Anheuser-Busch has been gobbling up beer companies for the last
Yeah,
20 years.
I know they own
most of
Michelob.
them.
Yeah.
Even the craft beers, like you pick one, I give it a 50-50 odds it's owned by Anheuser-Busch.
Wow. Jesus. All right, so
yeah, they're prolific.
So not many options today, huh? All right. Well, should we talk about the stupid bet?
No, but first I want to remind people to reach out to us.
Oh, do that.
Because we love their messages and comments on Twitter and Facebook and Discord so very much. If they're old school, some people, they like to just shoot us an email, 2bulls@financialineptitude.com. That's the number 2, bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they've got a hot stock tip. Maybe they want to tell us about a great trade they just made. I don't know.
Well,
maybe
I got it. Maybe they finally decided to take some well-deserved vacation time for an extended safari, but a militaristic anti-hunting group in the area decides that you're a problem and must be eliminated.
Oh. Tropic Thunder.
No.
Wait, no, way off.
Get to the chopper.
Deliverance.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Oh,
Yeah.
Predator. That's a good one. Well said.
The stupid anti-poachers.
Stupid anti-poacher. You're just trying to
enjoy some time
take
off.
your vacation from work. Sure. I love the image of the Predator like back at his cubicle on his home planet,
right?
Like crunching numbers.
He's like looking at the pictures.
I just want to get out and go hunting again.
He's got like pictures of him with like his trophies all over his desk.
Right.
Yeah. Hey Bill, what you got planned for this weekend? Finally taking that trip. Been saving up all month. Oh God. Okay.
Oh God. Oh, all right. It's time to talk about some bet results.
No.
I'm assuming
right,
we did amazing, right?
We lost $4.
That's not so bad.
It's compared to last week. That's amazing. Oh no, we decided to stick with AI and double down. It opened at 22.65. We had a split edition and got that second ad on Wednesday at 21.5, which is actually a really good ad. If you look at where the low of the week, I think it was maybe 7 cents below that. The problem was it closed at 21.89, which was just slightly below our average. So yeah, that takes us down to 421.44. Kind of want to hold it again. But
okay.
No. We gotta mix it up. That's just boring. Random went with DXC. Opened the week at 24.55 and closed at 25.54. So Random's streak is continuing. He's up to 491.13 for the week or the month.
Fuck that Random.
So we got a work cut out for us.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I don't like Random. Maybe we asked ChatGPT for a good stock pick. Beat Random in his own game.
Well, I mean,
we got options.
ChatGPT.
More options for picking stocks than.
I mean, is it? I wouldn't call that random. It's using AI to figure out, but it doesn't have access to what is it? The latest, like it only has info up to 2021.
It's gonna give us the best picks for. Oh shit, that's gonna be like memes. He's gonna tell us AMC. GameStop looks really oversold. Thanks, ChatGPT.
Super squeeze.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what he
looks
says.
like its short percentage is way too high. I just asked it, and it said investors opt to invest in index funds or ETFs that track the S&P 500.
Tell him that's boring. I wanna make multi-baggers.
That's boring. I want a sexy stock pick.
Victoria's Secret.
It's not as an AI language model. It's not appropriate to make recommendations or offer advice on sexy or hot stock picks.
Can you anyway?
Try it anyway, you sexy minx. Anyhow.
All right. Well, what do we do next year? News?
All right, yeah, let's talk about some news, man.
Dow drops deep on moving inflation, COVID frustration, war damnation. We're just bringing you the fucking news. You gotta recognize the game if you don't wanna lose. We're just two bulls trading information.
Yeah, we are.
Rioters raiding, insider trading, taxes are raising, bills on the hill. We got a crypto mill. No, they ain't growing weed. When the Fed speaks today, it's some shit we don't need.
Sing it, Dan.
Two bulls trading information.
What?
Two bulls trading information.
I'm inclined to agree.
Two bulls trading information.
That is accurate. Very accurate. What information? True. What? All right, Dan, what should we start with here?
I've been looking at a story about recession odds jumping. Should we talk about recession stuff?
Oh yeah,
I think you've got one
that's always
too.
a fun one. Yeah. The Fed meeting minutes notes came out. What were you looking at?
It's from a website called realinvestmentadvice.com. So you know it's not fake.
That sounds very real.
You know what? It sounds the most real it could possibly get.
Like the only way I would think that was more real is if it said the realist investment advice. Check and see if that domain's available.
We got a new website. You know,
does it say not advice anywhere in there?
I did not check the fine print.
What
Not real advice. No, I think this guy is actually a financial advisor, so he's allowed to do his website. It's talking about how the recession odds are climbing, and why we're really in a fucked situation, and mentions how the Fed has said that inflation is persistent and pernicious, which
pernicious, good word.
You remember when they said it was transitory, we all knew it was bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking now that the Fed has said it's persistent and pernicious that it's about to go away.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, interesting take.
We just woke up one day and there was no inflation. Like, oh, hey, look at that.
Oh god, that'd be hilarious.
No, and I posted in the Discord, and we'll have a link in the episode description. But it's a really good piece, and it has a lot of graphs, and he kind of goes into a deeper dive on the corner that the Fed has painted us into with all of the quantitative easing, and how it's almost the Fed's job to break something, to fix the runaway growth, get things back in line, and make room for more organic growth.
Okay.
And how we're like way overdue for
the Fed to break the
markets. Fed to break the markets and have that recession pullback. Like the
right.
yield curve inversions being where they're at. I mean, it's looking like the 80s again. The early 80s. The fun, sexy time.
Doesn't sound good. Right. Oh, before the good music started coming out of the 80s?
Yeah, right. It's well,
During that weird crossover and we're still getting over disco?
yeah, those fun electric
Those
keyboards
80s.
in
Yeah.
every song.
Yeah. Well, the Fed has also been saying that they're expecting a mild recession by year's end too. That was coming out of the minutes of the uh, FOMC meeting they did March 21st, 22nd.
Mm,
So yeah, the a lot of bears poking their heads up. It looks like.
yeah.
Uh, Trying to see what else was in here. If there's anything else interesting in that, there was one other thing I think I saw, and I talked to Eric about it, about some of the wording that changed. They changed the wording about ongoing rate hikes to something about like more rate hikes may be appropriate. So I think they're starting to we're starting to see that dovish shift,
Mm,
where hopefully maybe they're setting they're setting things up. I think for a pause here coming up soon. Probably not this next upcoming meeting, but after that, I think is when the expectations are.
yeah. Well, I mean, wow, what is the Fed? What is the Fed gonna do? Like they've only got so many tools.
Yeah, they're two, right? They can either buy or sell assets, or they can raise or lower interest rates.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not sure what else they can do other than that.
but they can raise the rates,
They can raise them or they can cut them.
right?
They can buy a bunch of assets or they can sell a bunch of assets. But
Can
that's about
can
it.
the Fed print money or burn money?
I have no idea how the Fed works now that we're mentioning it.
Okay.
I'm not even sure who these people are or why they are important and allowed to vote on this policy.
In my article, there's a quote from a guy named Thorsten Polet from the Mises Institute.
Is he definitely a real analyst?
Yes, when I click his bio, it says definitely
Yeah, that's where he
real
works.
analyst. The quote is, "What's happening at the Fed is that the Fed is pulling central bank money out of the system. It does this in two ways. The first is not reinvesting the payments it receives into its bond portfolio, so it stops the quantitative easing. The second is by resorting to reverse repo operations in which it offers eligible counterparties, those few privileged to do business with the Fed, the ability to park their cash with the Fed overnight and pay them an interest rate close to the federal funds rate." I don't understand how that would pull cash out of the system. Oh, I guess if it's parked, it's not in the system.
I guess. I've never really understood the repo rate either. If anybody has any good articles explaining that, please share them, because I would like to. I think I would like to fall into that rabbit hole and figure out what the hell all that shit means. You'd think after 3 years of talking about stuff like that, we'd have a
know
better
more.
understanding of it.
Well, the Wizard of Oz is grand and powerful. I for one don't want to see behind the curtain.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. What else catching your eye this week?
Just a short little story I saw. It's half advertisement, so be careful when you click it. But it caught my eye. Apparently, savings accounts are starting to offer 6% APY.
What? Where?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Give
The title
me
of the
that.
article was 6% APY savings accounts are here. This is what you need to know. Here's the catch, Kyle. There's a catch, though.
Oh, of course. How much money do you need?
No, it's
Millions?
the other way around. They're like, we'll give you 6% on up to $1,000, on up to $2,500.
How many accounts can you have?
Good question.
Right? Yeah. Open up $52,000 accounts and you'd be sitting pretty.
There does seem to be a dearth of online banks offering up to 4%, in the 4% ranges, 4 to 5%.
Are they money market accounts, I wonder?
It says high yield savings account, preferred savings.
I've been dying for the days to get back to when you actually got a meaningful interest rate payment from your bank account.
Yeah.
Although I suppose that means that inflation's probably terrible and you're still losing money in the long run.
Yeah. When I may have mentioned this on the show before, my grandfather retired and he was rolling 6 and 7% CDs.
Mhm.
Like that was his retirement banking, and he had
Right.
enough money from retiring where 6 to 7%, like he was like he had a really good job, but it
Right.
took him like 2 hours a year.
So basically, just you collect the premiums that you get on the as they hit maturity, and then just roll in the principal into another
Mhm.
one, and then just live off of those interest payments.
Yeah, well,
If you're doing like a 4%, which is what the typical like drawdown is, getting 6 or 7% on your principal is
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, I remember him. They were talking. I was asking him for help buying a house in
Hmm.
2003. And
Yeah.
my grandma was like, "We don't have the money." And he just started laughing. And he was like, "We could start spending our principal today and never run out of money. Like, calm down."
Yeah, it's hard to make that
But
shift, isn't it?
they were both
To
depression kids. So like, even though she's living in a big house, driving a Cadillac with her fucking toy poodle, she's like, "We don't have
Mhm.
the money." Come on, grandma, you got the
It's
fucking
that
money.
saver's mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that saver's mentality, man. It's hard to flip that switch
Yeah,
off.
she never could.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Last thing that I saw that I thought was worth bringing up was an update on some of the sanction stuff on Russia.
Hmm.
The headline of this is saying that Russia is now selling more crude than it was before it invaded
Oh
Ukraine.
my God. Are you serious?
90% of that, though, is, or at least the seaborne crude exports, are going to China and India.
Shocked. Shocked, I say.
Yeah. The crazy thing is that India did not buy a whole lot of their oil until the Ukraine invasion and the sanctions. And then they're like, cheap oil. Okay, we'll take it.
Right, right.
Yeah. About 1% of their volumes prior to the war now buys 51% of its oil from Russia.
Whoa, India, come on. What are you doing?
India is not our friend. We'll just keep that in mind.
Yikes. Yeah, right? Why? Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. But the interesting thing about this is even though Russia is selling more, the revenues are still down 43% compared to the same time last year.
Was it just costing them more to do it?
I'm guessing it's because either the difference in the price of oil from a year ago or their oil is not getting the same prices as it would as the rest of the markets do.
Hmm.
Because there's only two countries that are basically willing to buy that oil, they can probably negotiate a much better price.
Well, I see. I see.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good on India, I guess. But also, fuck you, India.
You're right. I mean, it's a good move for India, not a good move for Ukraine and the rest of the world.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's like, yeah, can't say that we haven't done similar things in the past, so I won't be too judgy, but interesting nonetheless. That's all I'll say. All right. Anything else before we move on to the next segment?
No, that's all the general news I
Let's
got.
talk about some stocks then, because I got some good ones here.
All right, let's talk about some stock news. But first, some advertisements.
The good part about engineers, scientists, even numbers people like accountants, that kind of thing, is that you like numbers, which are a big part of this. But the bad part, especially for engineers, and I tell every student I work with who I know has an engineering background, I say, look, this is going to be an issue for you, is the perfectionism that engineers need. And it's kind of similar to the black and white thing. Engineers want an answer. Yes, this
Right.
bridge is not going to collapse. There's a safety factor, so this is going to work.
Right.
And the problem with trading and trading systems and back tests is there is no way to get perfection. And actually, you don't even want it, because let's say you could create a perfect back test. So much of it's noise, it's never going to work. And I have to spend a bunch of time usually retraining the brains of engineers, and some of them, get quite mad at me. Like I know there was I had a student who was down in Florida who would build buildings. He
Mm-hmm.
was like a civil engineer, and he was very good at it because he was telling me all about the hurricane forces, and you got to worry about the sand and all this stuff, and he was great at that. But when it came to put it into trading, he wanted that same rigor, and
Mm-hmm.
like, no, it's just not like that. And I actually then tell people it's not rocket science. Rocket science is, hey, there's equations, and if you do them right, you'll get to the moon. Well,
Right.
trading, you might have equations, but they're not going to get you to profits necessarily.
It's more like quantum mechanics than anything else, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
All outcomes are possible, just with differing or varying degrees of probability. If you haven't heard by now, Manscaped now sells beard products. That's right, once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind the Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shape your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using code 2BULLS for 20% off and free shipping. God damn, I was going to make that joke. Our friends over at Manscaped were kind enough to send me the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, and I gotta say, I was impressed with the quality and performance of the products. My thick, coarse beard hair has been giving me trouble with trimmers in the past, but the Beard Hedger was able to cut through the thicket without any tugging or discomfort at all. And because the trimmer has one rotary wheel with 20 length settings with only one guard, I don't have to worry about losing or breaking attachments anymore. So I've tamed my mane, and now you can too. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to your stubble trouble with Manscaped's Pro Beard Kit. It all starts with that beard hedger that I mentioned. The thing's a juggernaut of fixing faces. Not only does it have the trimmer with the rotary wheel that gives you the 20 hair cutting lengths on just the one guard, it's also waterproof, so you can shave in the shower and avoid all the hair in the sink. The titanium coated T-blade is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to a single stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Phrasing. The Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. They also created 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. First is the beard shampoo and conditioner. Gotta remember that all your hair is different. Beard hair, as I mentioned, is more coarse and easier to damage than the hair on your head, if you have hair on your head. That's why the kit has made shampoo and conditioner specially designed to moisturize, reduce ingrown hairs, replace natural oils, and promote beard health. Next, the kit has Manscaped's Beard Oil, an essential piece for your main facial accessory. No one wants a guy whose beard is brittle and dry. The oil relieves dryness both on the beard and the skin beneath while adding a little shimmer and shine, which makes you look extra fine. Cap off the kit with the Beard Balm, a pomade that shapes, styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look to attract any fellows or dames. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with code 2BULLS at manscaped.com. Of course, that's the number 2. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using code 2BULLS. Manscaped Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths.
92% of households that join Peloton early in the year are still active a year later.
Yeah, if you like cycling to EDM.
Not just EDM. Try cycling to Broadway hits, take a scenic hike in Iceland on our treadmill, or row to some 80s jams.
Because I have so much free time.
Whether you have 30 minutes or just 5, Peloton can fit any schedule. 92% stick with it. So can you. Try Peloton tread, row, or bikes risk-free with a 30-day home trial. New members only. Not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home-trial.
All right. We ready to talk about some stocks now? Yeah.
Yes.
Finally.
Stock time!
Now it's talk about stocks time. Looking for setups, it's still not advice. Big moves, fresh news, and earnings. All that we're saying, it's still not advice. Stock time.
Please don't sue us.
All right. Should we start with the big story?
Well, we have to. We have no choice.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to decide whether it was appropriate to bring this up, but I think based on the impact it's actually had directly on the stock of Anheuser-Busch, that we probably should kind of talk about this this blowback from their new marketing campaign.
Yeah, get a boycott. Getting boycotted, right?
Yeah, it's not easy to boycott a brand that big,
No.
is it?
No, it is.
And also, like, it's such a weird thing. Like, everyone's pissed that they hired a trans influencer, or at least that's what the comments would lead you to believe. I think there's a little bit more to it in that if you read some of the comments from the person that is in charge of the marketing now,
Mm-hmm.
where it looked like it was kind of more, it was more about, instead of being inclusive by including another group, it was denigrating their existing base in order to try to appeal to a new base. And I think that's where the mistake was that they made.
Okay, so we're talking about Anheuser-Busch
Yes.
has got a new social media influencer campaign with a trans person,
Mm-hmm.
and that has upset people. I saw a comment on Reddit where somebody was like, Bud Light's a strong, masculine Southern beer.
Okay.
And it made me laugh because I have never in my life thought of beer as being masculine or feminine. Like
It's just a
I've
drink.
right. Like somehow people are assigning gender to something like a fluid, like a drink.
Well, here's gender fluid. I get it.
All right, is bull testicle juice masculine or feminine?
Ooh.
That's my question.
Ooh.
Was it the drink from The Office, penis flavored soft drink? Why'd they add the coconut?
What was the other? Oh, the other thing that okay, so the reason why I think it's more to do with what the marketing person said and less to do with who they actually hired is if you look, they've done 2 campaigns already with rainbow colored cans, and I don't recall seeing anywhere near the same blowback during that campaign.
Right.
I think it was like 2019, and then they brought it back in 22, and I think they're even bringing it, or maybe even they brought it back in 21 too. But like, I don't know. Something's different this time.
It's really really hard to boycott Anheuser-Busch.
Yes.
Um,
You alluded to that earlier.
yeah. Let me ask ChatGPT really quick. How many brands of beer does Anheuser-Busch own? Let's see if ChatGPT can give me an exact number. Over 500 beer brands.
Ooh, shit.
Budweiser, Corona, Stella Artois, Beck's.
They own Corona?
Yeah, they own Corona.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So go ahead, try and be a beer drinker without brewing your own. See how long you can go without buying an Anheuser-Busch brand.
It's so stupid. Anyway, let's look at the stock though,
because the stock.
Yes, that's what I really wanted to look at because the headlines are talking about them losing $5 billion in market cap, but if you actually look at the actual drop in the stock price, Anheuser, it was not nearly that extreme. So it was trading at the beginning of April. I think it was somewhere between 66 and 67, and now it's trading. It closed the week at 64.5. So you're talking about a $2 drop in the stock price.
Yeah, and looking at the chart, zooming out, like it's hitting some long-term resistance areas that it hit like back in January 2022. Like if you didn't tell me about any of the news, I wouldn't think anything of it.
Exactly. I mean, there was like the run up to that 67. It left behind 2 big gaps. So I mean, to me, it's just filling those.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of looks interesting for a long, the way it's holding the 20-day EMA.
Yeah. I've seen a big sell zone candle on the week when it hit that low of the week, but it's rebounded nicely.
Interesting. Put a check on that one.
Sell zone probably blow back from the advertising. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But it's following those volume profile edges really nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, or what are you seeing in the stock news that you want to talk about?
The AMZN CEO Andy Jassy's 2022 pay dropped from $212 million in 2021 to $1.3 million in 2022.
That would probably be a bigger shock if you hadn't already made 220 million the year
Yeah, I was
before.
gonna say. I hope he didn't spend it all.
Yeah. Like, man, that dropped my average down to only 100 million the last 2 years.
Now I'm averaging 100 million a year. Right? It's a slowdown in sales, bad financial performance. It's really hurt his earnings.
I'm guessing most of it comes from stock incentives.
Yes, his
Yeah.
salary is actually only 317 grand a year, but his 401k and stock options are
Mhm.
the rest of the compensation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess Amazon has a compensation committee
Oh,
which decided not to grant Mr. Jassy a periodic equity award in 2022.
okay. No.
I mean, I'm kind of wondering where the committee was at my last job to decide whether or not I needed a bonus. Because I felt like I should have gotten a bonus for the work I did.
The last one?
Yeah, I was there 6 weeks. They're still using my filing system.
Oh, okay.
Because I said, "What the hell are you doing back here in this back office?" Kyle, they were literally, instead of a filing system for the contracts of that you sign when you check into a hotel, they were just stacking it in a corner.
That's
Literally a stack of papers in the corner.
wow.
Like, guys, this isn't a filing system. This is like what a kindergartner came up with to hide the paper from daddy.
That's the last steel mill I worked at. The way all their databases were all like old, like 1990 version Excel spreadsheets that somebody had to maintain. Like, oh my god, fuck that.
That's awful. That's just awful.
Yeah.
The article goes on to say, "Don't worry, Jassy is not about to enter the poorhouse. He owned about 2 million shares of Amazon.com as of February 2023. So his stock is still worth about $200 million.
Okay. So he's still doing okay. We don't have to.
He's still doing all right. We shut down the GoFundMe.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Jassy's family's going to be struggling with their bills this year. No, we don't have to worry.
I don't know if you noticed, but Boeing's back in the news again too.
No, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, the 737 Max has just been. I mean, it's one of their cash cows, but man, that thing has just been plagued with issues throughout the entire life of it. It seems like.
Ooh.
Excuse me. The most recent issue is a production issue on the rear end of some crafts, which will require a whole bunch of inspections. This isn't as bad as one of the ones that had happened a few years ago, where they actually had to like take out the cabins to get to the structural parts to inspect and replace.
Oh,
but it's still going to probably delay. It says about 20% of their current inventory or of their estimated deliveries for the year. They're cutting that by 20%.
yikes.
So it'd be about an $800 million hit to their free cash flow. I'm trying to see. I'm guessing because when I worked for an aluminum company, we supplied parts for the aircraft industry, and I think Boeing might have actually been one of the clients. The tracking process and the quality process that you have to maintain for like every step of the production of like from the melt of the aluminum all the way to the forming and forging before you send it off, like those records have to be available to go back through. And if there's any issues in the quality of those that you come back and you find, you gotta have to call them and tell them. And everywhere those parts are at, they're gonna have to go and do inspections or replacements.
Wow.
So yeah, the tracking of this stuff is like a huge deal.
Yeah. Huge.
I'm trying to see what the other one that happened. Is the Dreamliner. That's right. No, never mind. Not the Dreamliner. Never mind. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah. So they do say that the areas are more accessible, so that means the rework will be much less disruptive than the repairs that they had to do. Oh, it was the Dreamliner. Than the repairs they had to do with that 787 Dreamliner back in like mid 2021. Those planes were halted for more than a year. Wow. This one, it's mostly stuff that hasn't been delivered yet. I think there are some planes that are out that'll have to be taken out of service, but mostly it's the stuff that they've had in their inventory that's ready for delivery. So it'll be less of an impact, but still an impact.
I had seen something recently that Boeing lost out to Airbus on some big international thing.
That's not surprising. I mean, I think all the issues that Boeing's been having with the Max is starting to affect their credibility.
Yeah.
I will say though that I did see that 3 of Boeing's engineers set a new record for the paper airplane long distance competition.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Boeing won a paper airplane competition?
3 engineers or aeronautical engineers from the company did. It didn't say that
Oh,
they were
okay, okay.
sponsored by Boeing or that.
Boeing must be so proud of them.
I would think so, but I mean, I don't know. You spent 500 hours getting a paper airplane record. Maybe you should
Maybe that's
figure
why
out
the
your
Dreamliner's not up to stuff.
Yes, maybe.
All right, have we tried folding it this way?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, yeah, that wraps up what I was looking at this week. Anything else catch your eye?
Yeah. There's been some buzz about Lucid and Rivian,
I think I saw that.
electric vehicle makers.
Yeah.
Lucid has cut 18% of its workforce. They're gonna issue their first quarter results in beginning of May.
hmm
They're having trouble meeting their production targets, even though modest. Like where is it? I don't want to say Rivian when I mean Lucid.
Right.
Okay, yeah, Lucid. They had a target of 10,000 to 14,000 vehicles. It looks like they're going to hit 9,256 based on the first quarter. They've only produced 2,314 cars.
Right.
First 3 months of the year. Their main shareholder is the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia.
hmm
They have got a 60% stake in Lucid.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Lucid's more luxury than Rivian. Rivian also struggling to hit their targets. They said that at their Normal, Illinois plant, they wanted to produce 25,000 vehicles. They produced 24,337. So no bonus for their CEO.
Right. So the other interesting thing from Lucid was the issues they're having with trying to convert the reservations to sales.
Oh yeah.
It said I think they said they had like 28,000 reservations as of February 21st, but the low production numbers are suggesting that those customers may be canceling the reservations, or that Lucid can't actually convince them to proceed with the purchase. So that is another red flag there. Yeah.
Yeah. Lucid's shares are actually up while Rivian's are down
hmm
this year.
Lucid just
And
put a plant in Arizona, didn't it?
I don't know.
I think there's a plant that's close to Tucson, because I remember seeing that when or the groundbreaking that was going on. Was it maybe 5 years ago before I left the state?
It could be. There's a lot of land just outside of Tucson that's cheap and ripe for development. Giant production
Right.
facilities. Yeah, I guess Elon Musk has been tweeting about Rivian and Lucid and how insanely hard it is to reach volume production and achieve a positive cash flow in the car industry.
Yeah, it's funny. The headline is talking about, it makes it sound like he's issuing a warning to these two, but it sounds more to me like he's just pumping his own image. It's like, this is really hard.
Right?
I did it.
I mean, I pulled it off.
Yeah.
But I can see why you guys would struggle.
Yeah. I know it was hard because I did it.
Flawlessly, I might add.
Yes.
Flawlessly.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see if Rivian can start to compete with Tesla more. I've seen a couple Lucid cars on the road. I haven't seen any Rivians.
I've seen a lot more Rivians.
Have you?
Yes. Rivians are the only ones that I've actually seen, and they also have the better price point too. So I would think that they'd be more in line to be able to challenge Tesla for the king of the EV.
Yeah, they're planning on 2026 when they can start producing their cheaper R2, which they want to debut at around $40,000.
That's not bad for an electric car.
No. I hope my next car is electric or truck.
Right.
I like electric trucks too.
Get a golf cart.
Slick. I love golf carts.
I do too. All right. Anything else in stock news?
I don't have anything now.
No, you neither. Let's talk about crypto then.
All right.
I got some crypto in my wallet, hanging out on my Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, I got some crypto in my wallet, some Doja Sushi Polka Dot NFT, decentralized, anonymized, fabulous cryptocurrency.
All right, Dan, what are you looking at?
Looks like the SEC is trying to change some definitions so they can regulate DeFi platforms better.
Just DeFi?
Well, they want to expand the definition of what an exchange is.
Okay.
And they want to extend that definition to include the DeFi platforms that wouldn't otherwise be subject to SEC oversight.
That sounds difficult.
It depends on what the definition of is.
Right.
Yeah. Well, would it be difficult? I mean, can't the SEC just say like, we changed the definition of this, so now we can regulate you?
I think isn't the problem like the data they have to collect from their customers in order to meet certain requirements? I think didn't we look at this at one point?
Yeah, because they first proposed this in January 2022.
Like I think the problem is like the types of places that would end up getting classified under that change would end up being places that wouldn't typically do those kinds of things, and it wouldn't even make sense for them to do it anyway. Or at least that's the shitty memory that I have of it. I don't know. What does the article say?
Gensler's saying many crypto trading platforms already come under the current definition of exchange, because a lot of these crypto platforms don't want this change. They want a complete fresh set of rules.
Right.
So this is they had a vote on Friday. They're going to reopen the public comment period for 30 days, which apparently is unusual this late in the process. There's an ideological divide amongst the commissioners at SEC. This 3-2 vote shows. Yeah, you've got Republican commissioners saying that this is doubling down on the proposal that would force centralization and undercut new technologies. So they're saying we don't want to over-regulate this. We want to let the crypto play out.
Well, I mean, we've been letting it play out, and a lot of people have been getting money stolen from them.
That's true. That's true.
So maybe that's not a great argument.
Maybe not. Maybe not. The article goes on to say, while the crypto industry has urged the SEC to provide regulatory clarity, Friday's meeting provided very few answers and likely raised additional questions for the sector. They want to say our existing rules work. All you need to do is fit within them, but they don't in many ways. And I think it's another thing that the agency is grappling with.
Okay.
So I think it's a vote of no confidence from the crypto industry in the SEC.
Right. You can't
just
regulate me.
Can you just fucking be clear? Can we just have clear rules so we can all go forward? It's the Wild West, though. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
I mean, they advertised it as the Wild West. Like, what do you think? The Wild West was all fun and games and gold rushes and whores?
No, a lot of people got shot.
A lot of people got fucking shot
and robbed.
A lot of robbery. Open stagecoaches out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. A lot of murder.
Yeah. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
God, it's a good movie.
It really was. You got anything for crypto?
Yeah, just a Bitcoin miner, Bitdeer. I saw it listed on the NASDAQ. Looks like Friday. The reception, according to this article, was lukewarm, to say the least. The ticker is BTDR. They lost about 30% of their value as of the time of the publication. But I mean, that's not unexpected. I mean, normally that's why you don't buy an IPO when something comes out immediately.
You're right.
This company went public through a SPAC, which hadn't seen one of those in a long time. The Blue Safari Group Acquisition Corp. That got approved on Tuesday. But it's also interesting. So this company is one of the largest miners in the world, according to their prospectus that was filed in March. They had 6 mining sites across Washington State, Texas, Tennessee, and Norway. Total energy capacity is 775 megawatts as of the end of 22. Hash rate at the end of January was at 16.2 exahash per second, which is second only to the bankrupt Core Scientific and is higher than Riot Platforms and Marathon Digital Holdings. So it's actually a pretty big company. Might be something to keep an eye on. I don't like buying IPOs, but I don't mind waiting for the pullback after the initial sale, or after the initial debut, I mean.
Right. Give it some time to sell off a bit.
Give it time to settle out. Let all the people that, were in early, let them get out of their stake and make their money, and then look and see where it settles out and which way it wants to go.
Yeah, I stay away from
I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm just saying it's something I'd watch. I keep an eye on it.
All right.
All right. Should we move on and maybe
hold on, let me
shoot
tie
each
my
other in the back? Yeah, that's right. I learned not to fart around in the saddlebags. You got to pull that trigger quick if you want to get good.
All right. My good was I pressed forward and onward and actually cracked open Sierra chart a few times this week.
Yeah.
Trying to get my CQG data back on. I've successfully reapplied for that through AMP.
Nice.
I'm one step closer, and this week should be the start of my paper trading. I'm going to be setting an alarm to wake up with the market. I'm going to do at least 90 minutes, if not 2 hours, when the bell opens. So I'll be back probably on the Discord.
Yeah.
Though I'll be talking like this because it'll be real quiet because everybody will be asleep at the house.
Oh. I hadn't been doing the voice chat lately. I've been trying to take that distraction out, but I'd jump on with you.
Okay. All right. If I might be distracting, I don't want to distract you because my trading plan's pretty simple.
I've been more doing research lately, so it's super easy for me to not get distracted.
Okay.
So yeah, that's fine with me.
If I don't have my data turned back on, it's not going to work. Well, I guess I could do it through TradingView.
Yeah, you can do that too. I use TradingView for doing like quick back testing. That's something Purdue showed me. It's actually a lot simpler to chart with than like something with Sierra charts, and plus you can load it up on laptop in the other room instead of at my trading desk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I actually like using TradingView.
I paid TradingView the extra $5 a month for real-time futures data, and I really like charting on TradingView way better than
I think you can actually trade through it if you can get your broker hooked up through that. I think CQG is actually the one where there's some discussion going on about it in the Discord. You have to take a look at that. I did have a good too. On Friday, I was playing around with some new concepts or ideas that I've been wanting to kind of explore further and see if I can come up with like a good, trading setup out of it. And I posted one of the ones that I was looking at on Friday. I was looking at a balance area from the day before and then looking at the retest into it. And then I mapped out 2 directions that it could go. If I see it put a higher high, then I would expect it to come back, retest the top of the box, and then take off. Or if it went the lower way, I want it to come back, retest the bottom of the box, and continue going. And it felt really good having a plan for both directions. It felt like I didn't have as much bias because I had a plan for, whatever way the market decided it wanted to go. It's just something I want to do more of, I think. I like the state of mind I was in. I like the way I was open to what the market was doing more than I was trying to force my bias, which sometimes happens subconsciously.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and do more of that, explore more of that setup idea. I'll be posting my progress with that, obviously.
Sounds good to me.
Do you have a bad or an ugly this week?
Not an ugly, but a bad in that it took me far too much energy and effort to realize I needed to ask AMP to turn CQG back on. Not just put money in the account, but also like, oh, I have to ask them to do it. They don't just automatically do it. Okay.
Yep. I had the same problem actually. Now that you mentioned that, I remember that very clearly now.
Whoops. Okay.
I had a bad. I took a trade during CPI when I thought I was in sim.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it
Did
was.
it make money?
It made 6 points, which was lucky. I flattened it immediately when I saw my mistake. It was one of those situations where I was like, "Oh, this is coming to an area. I'd like to see how this thesis idea would play out." It was kind of something similar where I'd drawn a balance area, saw that the CPI spike had gone up into that, and then looked like it had a nice rejection candle in there. I was like, "This looks like a good spot to try to fade this move." So I went to the CR charts to take it and put it into sim mode, but I was actually taking it out of sim mode. I put the trade on and realized that I flattened it for very, very small gain, and then watched it for the rest of the day go all the way back down to the bottom of the most recent balance area. So it would have been like probably a 60, 70 point move that I was in right at the top of.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
But it's still a bad because you made that mistake, right?
Exactly. Yes. It wasn't a trade I was planning on taking. It wasn't a trade I would have taken if I was live. I'm happy with my reaction to flatten it. Just a little annoyed at the actual results of what would have happened with hindsight.
Yeah, you can't undo that in your brain, right? You can't
Yeah.
be like, you're always going to look at that like you lost 50 to
Yes.
60 points.
I had 8 contracts.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Made your month.
Oh well. What can you do, huh?
Live and learn. Did you journal it?
I did.
There you go. All right. Any ugly?
No. Though that could probably possibly qualify as bad and ugly, since it was the second time I made a sim mistake. 2 weeks in a row, I think.
All right. Well, what's it going to take to stop making these mistakes, Kyle? We need to get a spanking paddle.
No, I put a new check on my pre-morning checklist, but that one was just kind of a different scenario where it was not during my normal trading hours, which is why I was putting it into sim.
CPI.
Yeah, like normally that's when I'm doing my prep stuff during that time. So yeah, just always double check your status.
Double check your status, folks.
Should we move on and pick a bet and wrap this episode up?
Ooh, bet time. Let's do it.
I need it, wanna beat it, gonna win it if I take it from you. I'm filling my positions, quit your bitching, random's gonna lose. Got a chart full of levels and a stop that's not too tight. It's bet picking time in the shop, so pick 'em right.
All right, Dan, what are you looking at today?
Yum China. Yum C.
Yum China. Why the China version?
Because they're the one that's wedging up.
Oh, that's the Taco Bell China, right?
Yeah. Everybody in China loves Taco Bell.
Interesting. Oh, it looks like it got above the wedge, rotating up there. Yeah. Okay, I can see why you like this. I was kind of looking at Johnson & Johnson, but that's more of an earnings play, I think.
What about Anheuser-Busch?
I like it. The problem is I don't think we get nearly enough of a move to get us back into contention.
Yeah.
Like we almost need a meme stock or a bio stock. We still have 2 more weeks though, right?
Yeah. I don't know. You're not liking that Yum China law?
No, I do. I just wonder if we'd be able to make enough to be able to get back into contention.
Hmm.
Although, honestly, should we be thinking like that? Should we just be trying to make good picks?
Yeah, I think we should just be trying to make good picks.
Okay. All right. Detail your trade. Let's get it on the book.
All right. Yum C. I wanna go long, and I want my stop to be at 61.75.
61.75. That looks like a good spot.
And if it opens under 62, or 61, if it opens under 61.75, I don't think I would want it to catch at 59.60. I'd want to wait for there. That's where I would looking to getting into it again.
What was the number again?
The stop would be 61.75. If it opens under 61.75, I'm going to be looking to add at 60.
You want to wait till 60 completely, or just
I can go long. Yeah.
Okay. Wait for 60 too long. Okay. Take profits.
We're going to take profit at 65.25. We'll take half and then take the other half at 67. Wait, is that big enough? That's not a big enough swing to make it.
Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll just make good picks.
Good picks. Okay.
Okay. Take profit 165 quarter, other half at 67. And now we just need a random stock.
It's like Moneyball. You're going to win more games hitting singles and doubles.
Right, exactly.
Just getting men on base.
How long did it take us to learn that lesson?
I still haven't learned it, Kyle.
Obviously, we haven't. If this conversation tells you anything.
All right, we need another meme stock. Swing for the fences. Home run.
All right. Random has gone with the energy sector on the NASDAQ. They want Ballard Power Systems, or BLDP. I don't like the look of this.
That's ugly.
Yeah. At least it's a really low one, so that means they'll get a lot of shares.
Why the hell did their stock skyrocket so much in 2021?
Because a lot of them did. Oh, is Random picking a meme stock? Is that what just happened? Touche, Random.
Ballard Power Systems. Yeah, they do fuel cells. Ah. Okay. So they rode the EV.
Ah, okay.
Wave.
Random's getting on board the EV bandwagon, I see.
All right, Random.
Oh, this is one of the worst stock charts I've ever seen. It's probably a good time.
It's got lower to go, too. So
yeah, it does. Oh, yeah. It's got plenty lower it can go.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that, Random.
All right. See, that's why you make good, solid picks, because you let the other side try to lose it for you.
On Monday, politicians on both sides of the aisle said, "No, it's time. We're going to give everybody a $20,000 EV tax credit."
But it'll be at 901. Oh, fuck you, Random.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. All right. There you have it, folks. With our bet picks, we'll be back at you next week. See how that pain comes in for us or Random. Kyle, I saw you found some stuff for your scavenger hunt.
I did. I was eyeing a golf cart that somebody had parked out behind my backyard, but they didn't abandon it, unfortunately. I figured that would have been close enough to a toy car. Also, I was trying to make the argument that a pine cone was a fruit, but I don't think I'm going to win that one.
The seeds are on the inside.
They are, but it's not a fleshy. It's not encased by a fleshy material.
Okay.
Yeah.
I found a dandelion, but no seeds.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them that I saw on my walk last week that I'm hoping that the yards don't get mowed.
Well, they have to. They have to be pollinated to get a seed. I don't think mine was pollinated.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I don't know enough about plants.
Well,
But I haven't
you gotta wait for it to turn into the ball that you blow, the little white cotton ball looking thing.
Oh,
That's a dandelion seed, one of those little pieces.
okay. I definitely do not have that.
Yeah. I'm waiting for mine to convert.
Shit.
Haven't
All right.
yet.
Okay. Well, thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode with us, folks. It's always a great time. We're so glad you join us. But unfortunately, we are at the end. So thanks for stopping by. But we're closing up shop. We will be back with you soon.
But get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out and tell your friends how much you love us. Like, share,
Yeah.
rate, subscribe.
Share this episode with your friends like a lost puppy desperately seeking approval.
Until next time, happy trades.
Bye.
So, how does it feel when you play Roll Up to Win with Tim Hortons? Buy a hot or cold beverage using the Tim's app and find out. Roll in the app for a chance to win prizes ranging from free coffee and donuts to a Universal Orlando resort vacation or a sweet car. Oh, don't forget the TV. And this year, every roll is a shot at a $1,000 daily giveaway drawing for 2 $500 prizes. Roll up to win and get treated by Tim's. No purchase necessary. Account registration required. 50 U.S. and D.C. 18 plus entered by 4/2/23. See rules at rolluptowin.com for free entry and full details. Void in Florida and where prohibited.
92% of households that join Peloton early in the year are still active a year later.
Yeah, if you like cycling to EDM.
Not just EDM. Try cycling to Broadway hits, take a scenic hike in Iceland on our treadmill, or row to some 80s jams.
Because I have so much free time.
Whether you have 30 minutes or just 5, Peloton can fit any schedule. 92% stick with it. So can you. Try Peloton tread, row, or bikes risk-free with a 30-day home trial. New members only. Not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home-trial.
Two Bulls in a China Shop is an entertainment program, and all thoughts and opinions expressed in the show belong to the hosts and not of any company. They are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security or investment product. It is only intended to provide entertainment about stocks in the financial industry of trading. If you make trades based on what you hear in this show, you assume all risks for those trades.